Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is a new vinyl tag video. I did my first video in January, which was the Rob Walker vinyl tag for 2024. In the meantime, I did a German vinyl tag as well. And those videos were watched by a lot of people, and I enjoy watching them as well, watching the videos of other people doing these 20 categories, because it kind of gives you an insight in people's collection. It's good to get to know what people listen to, and if you think a bit about the categories, maybe you can pull out some records that you otherwise might not show. So I was really happy that Dillon from Noble Records in America created these 20 categories. Dillon has a record store, has a very successful YouTube channel, and he made 20 categories for the summer vinyl tag. I have them right here. I have my records, so here we go. The first category, name an album or a song with summer in the name. Ryuichi Sakamoto's Summer Nerves. This was released a year after his debut album, A Thousand Knives, sorry. This is an album from 1979. And he wanted to make a record where jazz and rock musicians came together to make a reggae album. And it's great. It's really summery. It has, of course, those city pop influences, which can make it sound a little cheesy in places. But, it's a great, I love it. I love listening to it. This is a reissue from 2021 on a very summery yellow vinyl. So a very nice album to check out from Ryuichi Sakamoto, Summer Nerves. Second category, name your latest heavy pull. So a record that you were really glad to buy in the last couple of weeks or months. Actually, this came in last week. This is also a Japanese release, as you can see from the damaged, unfortunately, obi strip. I'm gonna take it off carefully. There you go. This is an album from Irakere, Cuba Libre. Irakere were Afro-Cuban jazz funk band. This album is from 1980 and it was only released in Japan. A great album of Afro-Cuban jazz funk. I think Far Out released this on CD in 2010, I believe, but they never released it on vinyl. So I was very happy to pick up an original copy from Rush Hour in Amsterdam. So yeah, a great album from Irakere, a legendary band from Cuba. Third category, a whack-a-mole album. Now, if some of you may watch, and a lot of you do, watch the channel from Norman Maslow, Mazzy's Music, where he does these whack-a-moles. It's an American expression where you just whack a mole, so some from the fairground probably, I don't know. Anyway, it's a random pick from your collection, blind pick. You just go to the collection and pick a record. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. If I don't fall over, I hope. No, okay, here we go. Where am I? Okay, let's pull the record here. This is it. Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years. I love Paul Simon. I have a couple of his albums. I think most of his 70s albums, I think. Of course, Graceland and The Rhythm of the Saints. If I'm not mistaken, this album from 1975 won him the Grammy Award for Best Album of the Year, in a year where he said he was lucky that Stevie Wonder didn't release an album, because Stevie Wonder won Album of the Year like a couple of years in a row. And in the year that Stevie didn't release an album, Paul Simon grabbed the Grammy Award. So I have to be honest that I haven't listened to this album a lot, and I bought it mainly for, of course, the incredible track 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. So now that I pull it out, I'm gonna listen to this again. Still crazy after all these years. Paul Simon, a great, incredible songwriter. I love Paul Simon's music, so I'm gonna check this out in the next couple of days. Number 4, an album cover with an animal on it. This is a 12-inch single from 2000 Black. It's called Sursop and Mango on the 2000 Black label. 2000 Black is Digo, who used to be in the For Hero, a legendary drum and bass duo who crossed over to soul and funk and jazz and Afro beat and all sorts of great musical genres. And as 2000 Black, he works together with other producers, mainly with Kaidi Tatum. And yeah, so this is a great single of modern boogie music from 2000 Black with a animal on the cover. An album with a great story. Now, I don't really know if it's a great story, but it is a story. And I picked for this category Love Notes by Ramsey Lewis. And the story behind is that I had been looking for this album for a long time, but I didn't want to, you don't always want to buy stuff from Discogs, you know, just want to be patient and hope that you find it in a record store. And I found this album in the week that he died. So for a good price, I don't think I paid too much for it. And I love this album. This is a great album. I love this cover from Ramsey Lewis. There's, I don't know who the guest musicians are on here. It's not with Earth, Wind and Fire, I know that. Stevie Wonder is on 2 tracks, and there's percussion and electric piano and saxophone by Durf Reclaw, also a musician I like a lot. So Ramsey Lewis, Love Notes, bought in the week that he passed away, unfortunately. An album with a story. Number 6, an album we would be surprised to see in your collection. Now, for those of you who have watched my videos, you probably know that I have a very wide interest in all musical genres, you know, the whole spectrum. But I wanted to show probably the most commercial album that I have, maybe, I don't know, and maybe one that people wouldn't expect. It's Boney M's Night Flight to Venus. I think this was, I looked it up, this was released on my 4th birthday in 1978. And yeah, it still plays very well. And actually, I still like it. Frank Farian, the producer of Boney M, was probably, he passed away last year, didn't he? Last year or 2 years ago. The biggest fraud in music history, because Boney M, I think it was only, wasn't she named Liz Mitchell, I think, who actually sang on the records, and maybe Marcia Boret as well. But Bobby was just a dancer. He didn't do the male vocals, he just lip-synced them. And years later, Frank Farian, of course, was the producer of Milli Vanilli, who, you know, he think he could pull it off again with another duo that didn't sing on the records, but he failed. So, but anyway, back to Boney M, Night Flight to Venus. I still love this record, especially the first side is incredible. Night Flight to Venus, I love this track, but of course it was a ripoff from Cozy Powell's Dance with the Devil, a total ripoff, but it works great. I still love it. It flows into Rasputin, that big hit, and there's like this very spacey theme of the record. I was so intrigued by it, you know, by the artwork. I think there's like postcards in there. There's like postcards you could just, you know, you could send to your alien friends or something. I don't know. Something very intrigued me about this album when I was a child, and actually I still like it. The second side is, you know, hit and miss. There's a cover of Heart of Gold by Neil Young, and Rivers of Babylon, their biggest hit in the UK, is the first track on the second side. Not too big of a fan of that, but I love the A side on this album. This is I really like it. It's good. And yeah, maybe this is they are, you know, maybe this is a good picture for the Olympics that are on right now. You know, is this a swimming team or are they going to Venus actually? You know, it's yeah, Boney M, Night Flight to Venus. And actually, this also goes for the next category. Name an album that is cheap heat. It's 2024. The prices of vinyl, of secondhand vinyl, are going crazy. Though I'm afraid to say what is cheap heat and what not, because you can see stuff that you think, oh, this is gonna go for like €2 or something, and they charge you 15 or something. So nothing is cheap heat anymore. But this probably is. Although this is a 5-minute 15 version of Night Flight to Venus, the title track, but there's also a pressing with a 7-minute version, which is very rare and goes for a lot of money. So what is cheap heat these days? I have no idea. Category number 8, name 45 or an alternative format. And for this one, I picked the single from Quantic and Alice Russell, and the Bombo, what's the name of his combo? I can't read it, it's too small. Anyway, Alice Russell and Quantic, and this song is called I'll Cry. So you can see that it's a 7-inch shaped as a tear. And it comes with a little warning that it's very pointy and you can hurt yourself if you touch the point. So great single, soul music influenced by the traditional music from Colombia. So yeah, great track from Alice Russell and Quantic. Alice Russell, by the way, just released a new album, and I'm gonna showcase it in my next video about recent releases that I bought. It's been long overdue since I've done that. So number 9. Yep, favorite music documentary or biopic. I want to focus for this category on this very good documentary, Wild Combination, a portrait of Arthur Russell. Great musician, underground musician. He was a cello player and a producer. He made some of the most crazy, most funky disco music you can imagine under different names. And this is a great documentary on this incredible artist. It was released on DVD, I don't know the year, 2008 already. So yeah, comes a DVD with a booklet with some pictures and some liner notes. So highly recommended documentary, Wild Combination, a portrait of Arthur Russell. Number 10, a box set. This is probably not the first box set that I bought, but it was one of the first. And this is True People, the Detroit techno album. This was released on the React label, which did all sorts of great compilations. And this is one of them, released in 1996. So this has all the great Detroit techno artists on there. Drexcia, Anthony Shakir, Juan Atkins, Derek May, Eddie Flash and Folks, of course, Stacy Pullen, Suburban Night, Kevin Saunderson is on here, Blake Baxter, Kenny Larkin, Claude Young. I could go on. This is a great 5-disc set of incredible Detroit techno music. It's not the hits of these artists, but there are some great tracks on here, and yeah, still enjoy listening to this. True People. Your most trashed record in your collection is category number 11. Now, I have this album, Parliaments, The Motor Booty Affair, a great album, but it was it was a regular sleeve, and I knew there was a gatefold. So this is a fine record, this is not trashed. But then I found a gatefold copy, which had this beautiful, like Afrofuturistic pop-up sleeve. Great artwork there. And then what did I do? I dropped the record and it broke. So now I have a beautiful gatefold sleeve with, can you see this? Yeah, a broken record. Now I don't want to put the other record in this sleeve, because then you get like what they call a Frankenstein release, where it's not the right record in the right sleeve. So I keep both of them. I keep this one for the sleeve, and I keep the other one to listen to. Yeah, am I a nerd? Yeah, I am. But yeah, great record from Parliament with a great sleeve and a trashed record, unfortunately. Number 12, name a local album. This is an album from 2017 by Pascal de Weze, it's called Pascal de Weze, The Cult of Yes. This is very adventurous pop music, and I really like this album. It's from 2017. Yeah, I have to look on my paper every now and then. Great adventurous pop music. The songs are there, but they're executed in a very experimental but very, very funky way. I like this album a lot, from a Belgian artist, Pascal de Weze, released on Starman Records. I don't think he has released any music under his own name since, but he's in a couple of bands. He produces for other artists, so yeah, a great album. Check it out if you can. Number 13, not a local album, but an album from a faraway land. Now, the most faraway land for us here in Belgium is probably New Zealand. I didn't look on the map, but it probably is. And I wanted to show, based on a true story, the debut album from Fat Freddy's Drop. Fat Freddy's Drop is from New Zealand, as I said, and they combine very funky and very soulful music with reggae influences, and they are amazing. They're an amazing live band. They still make music. This is their debut album, and I think it's, yeah, on their own label, The Drop. You can see it there. I think you can still get this, I'm not sure. And what year was it released? 2005. Oh man, time flies. Great album from a faraway land, Fat Freddy's Drop. I wonder if someone in New Zealand will pick a Belgian record. That would be cool. But we'll see. Number 14. There's another Belgian connection there. Name a soundtrack. This is a soundtrack to the film Home from 2016. Home, as you can see, it's a film by Fien Trog, one of the best Belgian directors. She's made quite a few very interesting, very thought-provoking films. This is a thriller and a coming-of-age film. And the music was done by Johnny Jewel, who you may know from, oh god, the name escapes me now. Johnny Jewel, who also did the soundtrack for Drive. Damn, I should have written this down. Chromatics, that's the band, yeah. So this is a beautiful soundtrack. It has the same kind of feeling as Drive, maybe not so catchy or poppy, but it is in some places. And so this is a good soundtrack. It's also the most recent soundtrack that I bought. I didn't buy this when it came out, just bought it like a couple of months ago. Yeah, Johnny Jewel, Home, the soundtrack. I also got the DVD here, just in case people are interested. This is the film by Fien Trog. If I'm not mistaken, this was completely shot on iPhone. So yeah, great film. Home by Fien Trog, and a nice soundtrack. Next category, I was gonna do this in 20 minutes, so I'm sorry, it's not working for me to make short videos. Your highest recommendation. I love this album so much. Neon Fusion. The future ain't the same as it used to be. Well, yeah, you can say that again. Neon Fusion are two members of the Bugs in the Attic production group from the early 2000s. Alex Punzi and Aaron Walters. Aaron Walters, who also released records as Afronaut, and Kaidi Tatum. I'm sorry, I'm such a big fan, and I don't even know how to pronounce his name right. So yeah, I'm very sorry, Kaidi, if you're watching. Very sorry. Anyway, Neon Fusion. This is such a great album. It combines the best of, yeah, what this whole broken beat scene was about in the early 2000s. It combines syncopated house music. It combines jazz, very funky, boogie style music, and very danceable, also very, very soulful. Incredible album. I can't recommend this enough. This is Neon Fusion. It's hard to say if it's the best broken beat album ever. I'm not gonna say that here, but it certainly is one of the best. So highly recommended release, Neon Fusion. I think you can find this on Discogs, certainly, or eBay. I don't know. It was released on the Laws of Motion label in 1999. Highly recommended. Number 16, I can't show it because the category is what is the highest on your wish list, and I probably think it's the Orbital's Snivelization. It's the 20th anniversary year of this album, so I hope there's still gonna be an announcement that they're gonna re-release it, but they probably won't because Orbital just re-released a box set of their debut album. But yeah, it's expensive in the secondhand market, and I didn't buy it at the time. Why? I don't know, because I really liked it. It's one of those pivotals UK techno albums from the early 90s, home listening techno music. But yeah, so Orbital, Snivelization. I really, 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 really want that album on vinyl. So yeah, fingers crossed for a reissue. A channel shout out for this. I've done several shout outs in the past to other YouTube creators, but one of the, I really enjoy watching Dom's channel, who does Seeking a Thread. I'm gonna post a link below. I really enjoy watching his videos because they, I always, take screenshots or take notes or whatever when he shows records. There's always good stuff in there, and yeah, so that's a great channel. And also yeah, it's just, there's a link with this next category, number 18, a silver lining in vinyl community. So something positive about the vinyl community on YouTube is, of course, discovering new music. That's the main thing. That's what it's all about, right? So yeah, and I think it's always interesting when people talk very passionately about the music that they like, and there's always stuff you're gonna discover, and that's the great thing about it. And, number 19, a steal of a deal, like some of the best deal ever. Come by Prince from 1993, yeah, 94. This is a great album, and I bought this in 2013 in a very small shop, which still exists. It's called Disc Kid, not so far from here where I live. It's a very messy, chaotic store, but they have great stuff there. Actually, I didn't have the chance to go back there after that first visit. But yeah, anyway, I found this there for like, I don't think, did I pay 20 euros for it? I don't know. It might have been less, or maybe just a little bit more, but somewhere around that. And this original pressing, of course, now it's been reissued. I haven't checked the prices for original pressings of this, but it went through the roof, of course, with the vinyl boom and Prince's untimely death in 2016. But yeah, a great album. I love this. I actually saw him live for the first time when this was just out, and he didn't play a song, not one of the songs on this album. No, it was all new stuff that he played. There's some great songs on here. The opening track, or the title track, is great. Come, I love that. Pheromone, Loose is like a Prince doing techno. And Let It Go was a great funky single. So yeah, nice album, and a good catch at the time. Even then, it was like cheap, So I bought this in 2013 for 20 euros, original pressing. And the last category, I'm gonna be under 30 minutes, which is good. Show a promo, and this is a promo of Left Field and Leiden. Where are you? Open Up. Actually, I didn't get this free. This is, you know, UK and American promos just arrived in the shops here, and we just paid for it like a normal record. But I did buy this when it came out in 1993. This is one of those landmark UK techno singles. It's left field, and John Lydon or Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols and Pill doing this incredible track. This is 2 years prior to, or a couple of, maybe more, 1996 was Firestarter, yeah, so this is 3 years prior to Firestarter from The Prodigy, with like a very punky vocalist singing over a techno track. So a great track. It appeared later on their debut album Leftism, which is a classic in UK dance music. And yeah, I'm very happy to have this promo. There's a open up, and on the B-side is an open up dub. And I heard that on the regular 12-inch there was a dub mix by Andrew Weatherall, but this is not the same one. This is mostly like just an instrumental version. And yeah, very happy I have this promo, which I paid for. So that was it, the summer vinyl tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe there were some surprises there, and maybe some music that you want to check out. That's always my goal with my videos, that you know, that people get to know new music and go discover stuff that they don't know. So thank you for watching again. If you liked it, please hit like and hit subscribe if you want to see what's coming up. So thank you very much for watching.